all 5 elements of the AQUIL map, quadrants, levels, lines, states, and types, all of those are open to being put into game design, particularly as interfaces become more sensitive. And it's something that, at the beginning of such a game, a person would maybe answer, 30 questions, which would be a Clare Graves test of values. So the gaming machine would understand the general altitude that the gamer is coming from. So the gamer might be starting out at, let's say, orange, the rational, modern, general stage of development in terms of his or her values. And so that would be entered into the machine. And then that would set a whole game plan such that, and this is very simplistic, but just to get the idea across, but it would set a game plan such that if the person answered a stage or more above where they were, in other words, if they're given a solution, they're given an option, to kill somebody or not kill somebody, or to save this ecological patch of land or not, and so on.
Right.
And it's above orange, then they get more points. And if they select and choose an answer that's at orange, then they get much fewer points. And if they select an answer that's lower than orange, then they would get points subtracted.
Right.
And so that kind of thing is ways that vertical levels can be built into games. You can do states by having, like Journey to the Wild Divine. You can have increasingly sophisticated interaction, like a motive, and pick up your states and give a steady running readout of your states, and give certain points for those. And then, of course, type. You could track types as well. And so all of that is very, very conceivable to me, and also making commercially viable.
If I make some money off of that treasure hunt DVD, which is pretty good odds if I do the marketing right, that I could, since in addition to the money spent on the DVD, that with the clues they still need to spend more money on the merchandise for the clues, so that's a pretty good bet that it would make money. Then I could invest it in actors to do some work in narrating and demonstrating some of the practices for the video games, and illustrating some examples of the concepts and principles behind the video, and then how it can be applied to integral theory and all quadrants, all levels, all lines map that have been developed. It would help to have an actress showing how the integral eye practice works in order to, as part of a business plan, that I could show it people who are going to invest in producing the video game, since it always helps to have a pretty face when you're trying to sell something, and that way I could use her skills in presenting to give me an advantage in getting the funds that I need to produce the video game.
Given the amount of time that the average person puts into playing video games, if that time, was also acting as spiritual practice time, for example, then you kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. and then you add into that especially today and the years to come, games are not a solo practice. You can actually practice with other people, like with your family, with your friends, with people that you don't know. So there is a whole we element also involved in the practice.
Yeah, the so-called massive multiplayer online.
Right, yeah, there's a World of Warcraft, which is a pretty military title. It has, the last time I saw 10 million users in the whole world. And
so, if you imagine 10 million people doing truly transformative work through video.
It could also have a transformative effect on the actors. I get to produce a video game by going through the practices and demonstrating them that she could also catch on to the concepts by illustrating them. That could raise her center of gravity towards more perspectives and higher developmental stages. Since we would both be working together and going through those experiences together, then we'd have a solid foundation, and we could form a bond of shared experiences and be able to go to those transformative stages, to higher transformations to higher stages together. And that could, since we're going through it together, that could form a bond between us, and we can get closer from it. And if that builds into the essential ingredient of sharing our lives together, then since it have a more solid foundation, it could be a stronger bond because it would be able to take more perspectives and have more state options and more states of consciousness. So that would give a lot better, that would give it a lot easier chance of and a lot better odds of the bond lasting a lot longer, with a deeper commitment and a more level of sharing that I would need in a soulmate. So it would maybe achieve a lot more than I could have previously.